Hello, here's another video about xNorm. It's ready for release now, so I will release it today. So let's get into it. The terrain textures in Max can be edited to a degree. So if we just load up the terrain, and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 is the rock. We just paint the rock. As you can see, standard rock texture, nothing special. Now what if you wanted that rock to look wet, to have some kind of a shimmer? Well, that's now possible. What I've done is I've copied the terrain textures across to my desktop. So just a straight copy of the terrain textures, and it's number 5 is the rock. So what I'm going to do is going to put a sheen on this. So how can we do that? Well, if we start up xNorm and we open that file, map 5, the color.dds, open that. Now we don't really need to create a normal map, but it creates one anyway. The normal map this creates is more mathematical than against a polygon. So this creates a mathematical normal map, that's why it looks different. But we don't need to use that because we've got a fairly decent one. What we will do is generate terrain for Max, which will give us an AO, a gloss and a methodness. The ones we're interested in are these two. So if we go into the gloss by double clicking it, we can make it smooth, which will give a wet appearance. So we don't want too much. So if we go to about 18%, I think that should be enough. Double click it to come out, and of course we have to change the metallness to shiny again. We'll go up to about 19%. We'll try that. Okay, and that's all we need to do. Then we'll export them, and it's just telling you where it's going to save them. Okay, so that's done. So now in the folder there's a new folder called xNorm. The original textures have not been touched. We go into here, there's the new ones. The only one we're interested in is the surface map. In the source folder we've got the AO, the colour, the gloss and the methodness for future editing, but you can delete them if you want. Like I say, the only one we're interested in is the surface one. So if we copy that and then go into the terrain textures, oops, not here, in the Max, in these terrain textures, we go to map 5 and we'll just paste that into there. Replace the file and destination. You could take a backup copy, but I've got a backup copy on my desktop. So as you can see, it's red now, so that means there will be some kind of a gloss. So if we just start up Max, and again we'll just paint that rock texture, which was this one. So if we just paint that around here, and then if we look at it, we should have some sheen. As you can see there, we only did about 20%. You can increase it as much as you want. May look better if we test the level. So the sun is up there, so if we look this way, we should see gloss, so like a wet trail. Obviously, yes, you can increase it or you can decrease it, but that just gives the appearance of a wet texture. Obviously with the sun to your back you can see it better, so the grass looks a little bit wet, bit of a drip on the rocks. So that's how you can edit the current textures. If you want to create a new texture, which I've already shown this, we start up, I've got a sand texture here. a standard 1024 by 1024, which will create a normal map, and you can use a normal map. Any seamless texture is fine. If you want to use max terrain, it has to be 2048 by 2048, and it will create a normal map and the rest of them. So let's load up xNorm again and go to that folder on the desktop and the sand PNG. And give it a bit of intensity, not much. And then we'll invert the normal map. And then generate the terrain. And again, we can alter the gloss or the metalness to make it wet sand, dry sand, whatever. But we'll just export this as is. Go to the sand texture, xNorm. We've got our 3 files there, so we can copy those. We go back to the max files and terrain textures, map 5. No, we'll do a different one actually. We're going to map 7. I'll paste it in there. So in map 7 we've now got the sand texture. The description will be wrong in max, but I don't suppose that really matters as long as you know what the texture is. Again, we'll edit that. Paint the terrain. Well, this was our rock. And now this one is our sand. Which is a new texture. As you can see, the rock is still glossy because we didn't change it back. Just got the slight gloss in it. And this is the sand texture, which is dry because we didn't, where is the sun? We didn't set the glossiness on that. Obviously the glossiness is still on this. Or the wet look, however you want to call it. And that is basically it. So thanks for watching, and I hope you have fun with it. Bye.